Hi guys, I'm just going to do a quick little refresher for anybody who might be having a bit of difficulty with their division. So, division. Now, we know that there are two ways in which we can do our division. Okay? And I'm going to give 10 seconds just to see if you can tell, maybe whoever's watching this with you, what the two ways that I've talked about division. There's two methods to it. Okay, well, the first one we have is, it is backwards what? Backwards what? That's right, backwards multiplication. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. We'll look at that first. And then we have here, can you remember? We have repeated what? Repeated subtraction. Okay, repeated subtraction. Okay, you could also talk about sharing as well, but repeated subtraction is similar to the sharing method. Okay, I'll put that in brackets here, actually, sharing, and you'll see why in a minute when I do some examples. Okay, so backwards multiplication and a repeated subtraction. So let's have a look at our backwards multiplication. This is for shorter division questions, maybe ones that you're doing in your head, using smaller numbers. Okay, and like I always say, for all of our maths, every topic we do of maths, no matter what it is, from numbers such as division, multiplication, takeaway, adding, even when we're looking at things like weight and capacity and area and time, if we know our multiplication tables well, everything is so much easier, especially division. Okay, so you know where your multiplication tables are. They're in your journal. Okay, and there is thousands of games that you can find online. Okay, there's even a link in the maths folder on the Google Classroom that says maths games. Okay, and that'll bring you to Math Playground, which would be one of my favorite websites for maths games. And you just search for multiplication tables. There's so many of them, and the thing is with them, the only way of learning them is just by learning them off by heart, the tables. Okay, so backwards multiplication would be if we had a sum like 24 divided by 6. Okay, now we could very simply do the repeated subtraction method, which I'll show you the repeated subtraction method for the same sum. Okay, so the backwards multiplication, 24 divided by 6. If you don't know that off by heart, you can say to yourself, well, what multiplied by 6 is 24? Okay, something times 6 is 24. So our backwards multiplication okay, and you know that one. It's 4. That's for doing it in your head. Backwards multiplication, 24 divided by 6 equals 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, the repeated subtraction, the same thing. If you're doing that sum, if you're doing 24 divided by 6, okay, so repeated subtraction would be literally taking 6 away from 24 until there's nothing left. Okay, so 24 minus 6 is 18. 18 minus 6 is 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. And 6 minus 6 is 0. And you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We took 6 away from 24 4 times. Okay? So we're going to stay with this sum for a moment again. If you want to have a more of a visual, if you're a visual learner, okay, let's have 24 of these fellas. 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, it's the same sum. We're doing 24 divided by 6. And all I'm going to do here, our subtraction method or our sharing method, if I have the sum 24 divided by 6, 24 divided by 6, that means how many groups of 6 will there be out of 24? Okay? So 24 divided by 6. Let's see how many 6s I can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Gamaleshgale, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can see here quite clearly 24 divided by 6 is 4. There are 4 6s in 24. Okay? Now, what happens when we have a sum that might have a remainder? Okay, so remainders. Okay, so I'm going to think of a sum in my head that will have a remainder. Okay, let's go for 26 divided by, I'm going to go for 6 again. Okay. Now, our reverse multiplication doesn't really work here because it's going to be a remainder sum. Okay, we say there's nothing multiplied by 6 makes 26. So we are going to do our repeated subtraction. Okay, so, and then I'm going to show you with the blocks as well. So, it's 20, 14, it's 8, it's 2. Well, we can't take away 6, 2 smaller than 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 with 2 left over, remainder 2. Okay, again, let's have a look at that visually. Okay, with our blocks, 24, 25, 26. So we can see here, 26 divided by 6, there's a group of 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 6, with 2 left over. So there's 4, 2, 3, 4, remainder 2. Okay, with 2 left over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to move on one more. This is all recapping, but it's very important that we do revise, revise, revise. So, if I have a bigger sum, okay, a bigger sum. So, for example, 432. 432 divided by 3. Okay? Now, I know my 3 times tables, but I don't know them high enough that that goes up to 432. So, reverse multiplication is not going to work. Okay? I could do repeat subtraction, but I'd be at it for a fortnight. So what do we do? Well, for bigger sums, we write it as such. Okay, so 432 divided by 3. We always say the bigger number first. We don't say 3 divided by 432, because that's impossible. We always say the bigger number first. 432 divided by 3. Or you could say 3 into 432. How many times does 3 go into 432? Or how many times can you take 3 out of 432? They mean the same thing. So here's what you do. You start off by going into this number. So, how many times can 3 be taken out of 4? Okay, I'm going to do it with my fingers very quickly. There's 4. How many 3s are there? 1, 2, 3. There's one group of 3 with 1 left over. So 3 goes into 4 once with 1 remainder. 3 goes into 13. Okay. I'll get my blocks, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 3 into 13 goes once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, with 1 left over. Okay? So 3 goes into 13, 4 times, because we know that 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? We know what the nearest one is. So 3 goes into 13 4 times, with 1 left over. And now 3 into 12, we know that. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. And there's our answer. With no remainders, it goes in evenly. Okay? Now, we can use reverse multiplication to check if our answer is correct. Okay? So we have 432 divided by 3 is 144. So let's go backwards to see if we're correct. 144 multiplied by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. And 1 times 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 432. Okay? So, for bigger numbers, this is our method. Okay? But then for our smaller numbers, we have, remember, reverse multiplication and repeated subtraction. Okay, so I hope that helps, guys. But remember, the most important thing for learning your division or anything in maths is what? Your tables. Okay, learn them off by heart, inside out, backwards, forwards, on your head. Spin around 5 times and do them. Okay? So keep working on them, guys, and if there's any other videos you want me to do, please let me know. There'll be plenty more coming up. Bye!